Hi, my name is Andre. I'm the founder of Forecast Hope, author of Champion the Change, and I'm excited that you've joined me here today for us to go through the 5-day resolution and goal setting challenge. Each of us wants to change something in our life, and I'm excited to help you on your journey. Go ahead and take the workbook out. We're going to go through it. You may have even gone a few pages ahead of me. That's fine. I gave you the whole book because I know that everybody goes at a different pace. So I want to make sure that as excited as you are, you're able to go at that pace. I'm still going to give you the one video each day just to make sure that we touch up on any odds and ends that may be questions or you're trying to figure out what I was thinking when I put it in there. And just really, I want to make sure that you also know that we have a Facebook group. Go look for Champions of Change on Facebook. Join the group. I'll be able to answer any of your ongoing questions. It'll be a really good resource for you. It's only to really help, and it also has that accountability aspect of it because you're going to be with a group of like-minded peers. Now, I did put a PowerPoint slide together, so we're going to go ahead and go through that. And you will see that everything that I mentioned in this 5-day challenge, it's being pulled from the Champion to Change book. If you have an interest in getting that book, we're going to be giving some out free. All you have to do is go to forecasthope.com/free book. And I'm excited about that as well. I've spent a lot of time reading, investing, learning, studying, taking courses on really what it is that the most successful know that the rest of us don't know about change and accomplishing resolutions and achieving goals. There is like 60% or so of the population that actually makes a resolution each year, and less than 10% keep them each year. Of the 60% that make a resolution, about 60% of those people quit their resolution by February 1st, just 30 days later. So I've come up with a process, the 7 laws of change, that is going to help you to be a part of that 8%. And hopefully we actually increase that number so a lot more people are achieving their goals. Anyways, go ahead and take your workbook out. We're going to go ahead and do day 1, which is prioritizing what matters. So you're going to see on the first page, it's just got a big box. What I want you to do is take 30 seconds, write down everything that matters most to you in your life. And this could be family, it could be work, it could be health, it could really be anything. And I know you can think of a lot more, but we only did 30 seconds because I want the most important things. And I think that whatever comes to your mind in the first 30 seconds will be telling. And even if you think that those aren't what's most important, it's still taking up at least some space in your subconscious because it is what you thought of. Now, go ahead and write down what you actually spend most of your time doing each day. We'll take another 30 seconds to do that. And there is sometimes a disconnect between what we want to accomplish and what we are accomplishing. And so when you go ahead and take the 30 seconds, you write down what you are doing, I then want you to move into evaluation. So I want you to look at what you spend your time doing, and I want you to put a star next to anything that actually is aligned with what is most important to you. And I want you to put an X on anything that is not helping you achieve your overall goals or keep your resolutions. And then after you move on to that, we can go into the next page and you'll see where I want you just to put the top 3 things that are most important to you. And I want you to prioritize by what's most important. Number 1 is most important. Number 2 is second most important. Number 3 is the third most important. In the back of your mind, I want you to think about like what category these resolutions fall in. And that's important because, and we'll talk about it a little bit later, is sometimes you can't achieve everything. The reality is you'll be able to achieve probably 3, maybe 4 life goals when it's all said and done. And I really want you to understand that what you do in the short term and the medium term will help you accomplish what you want to do in the long term. And so go ahead and write the categories down. And then when you finish that, the one homework assignment for you is to go to the Champions of Change Facebook group, go into the comment section on the day 1 challenge and put in what your category is. And if you're really excited, put in what your specific most important resolution is. And the reason that the category, why it is so important, is the reality is some of our resolutions are going to be counterproductive. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. If you have a resolution to eat healthier as your number 1, but then your number 2 is to spend less, Well, we all know eating healthier is going to increase your overall budget. It's going to make it difficult to spend less. Another example would be if your number one is to spend more time with your family, but your number two is to start a business. Well, understand that most times starting a business is going to take a lot of your time early on and is going to take away from the time you have with your family. The reason I want you to understand the categories and whether they mesh or not is because none of us like to fall short of our goals and resolutions. It doesn't feel good. Well, I want you to be able to put it in context. There's no reason for you to beat yourself up over something that you cannot help, right? And so that is part of the reason why it's always better to do one resolution at a time. But I want to also make sure when you move on to the second one that you're not like, oh, here I go. I wanted to decrease my spending, but now I'm moving on eating healthier and it's not working anymore. My spending's increased. Take a moment, be realistic about what your new budget will be. Always be conscious of what you've accomplished on your first resolution, but just always understand that everything doesn't go well with the next resolution. So it's just important to have that in mind. Again, that is it for day one. I don't want to take too much of your time. Go into the Facebook group Champions of Change. If you have any questions for me, I'll be on there throughout the day and I'll be able to answer your questions. You'll also have, I encourage you to answer each other's questions. We are a group of champions of change, and so it's important that we're able to build and help and encourage and hold each other accountable. Continue blessings and have a great day.